afternoon, welcome to a match of Dota 2. This is the quarterfinals for the ESWC qualifiers for the western section. And to make it extremely west, we have a team from Brazil here. Oops, almost got the name wrong. From Brazil, it is CNB Esports. They will be on the dire side for this first match of a best out of 3, because it is the best out of 3. And on the Radiant side, we're gonna have SKANE Elite, who are gonna be on the Radiant side, like I said. And like I said, I mean, best out of 3. The winner of this match, of this best out of 3, I should say, will go up to either EG or I believe the other one will be, which one was it again? Wow, I'm so confused. CPL or EG. That's gonna be the opponent for the winner of this best out of 3, and it's going on at the same time, and I don't think it is being casted, but well, we'll find out, shall we? And of course, in the meantime, it is now 2 days ago since we had the patch, and the patch kind of included that we only have 2 bans before we can start picking off heroes, and then 3 bans in the second banning phase, so it got switched around, and therefore we see a slight shift in the drafting. It's going very slowly because, of course, people will stick with what they know most of the time until they're ready to experiment a bit more. We do have the one big thing, of course, with the change, a lot of hero reworks as well. We have the Nature's, well, Treant Protector rather. Treant Protector being banned out, of course, with that Living Armor. He is quite a powerful hero, and he was already picked up by SKANE Elite before he was buffed, so good hero to ban out against SKANE. They pick up the Darkseer for themselves. The other bans so far were Rubik and a Chen and a Naga Siren. So those will be the ban outs for this first banning phase. Then we have 3 pickups for both teams. Leshrac still getting picked up, as well as Tidehunter, so that is fairly standard. Of course, Leshrac got a slight rework, but as I said, it's slightly just got that cast point from his edict. But once it's off, it's still just as powerful. So really, not a bad pick whatsoever. Can still push down towers really fast. We're gonna see what CNB is gonna do. They pick up an Enigma, so they have a Black Hole Vacuum and a Templar Assassin with that. So far, still pretty standard, I would almost say. And for both of these matches, by the way, both of these matches have, or both of these teams, I should say, have their complete lineup for them today. With only Region not really showing there his name, but it's him. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna have Venomancer pick up by SKANE Elite. I mean, he is the counter towards Templar Assassin, and of course, Wagamama is the his signature hero is a Templar Assassin. And one thing that you don't have to keep into account, I mean, if you like to play hero a lot, you play it a lot, what is the one thing that you know about that hero? What counters you best? You know exactly how you're going to be countered, and that means that Wagamama knows exactly how to counter a Templar Assassin. Picked up a Venomancer. We have a ban out, 3 bans for the second banning phase, and Nature's Prophet's going to be the ban out for CNB. Not want to get pressured that much. They already have Venomancer wards as well as the Edict. They don't want to have to deal with more. For lanes, I have to say, in theory, every single one of these heroes could solo lane. Venomancer, we've seen him soloing up against the TA. We've seen Tidehunter solo as well as Leshrac, so not going to be able to estimate that much of it. Although what we can say is that with the Disruptor being banned out, SKANE might be trying to look for a Wisp pickup. They have been playing the Wisp a lot lately and have been pretty decent with it as well, as you'll sure know. But yeah, we'll see if they're actually going to be able to pick that up, because of course CNB might be banning that one out still, as they have 1 ban left in them after they banned out the Broodmother, a hero that they don't want to face. I mean, yes, every one of the heroes of SKANE can solo lane, but I don't think, maybe only one of those, or maybe 2 are going to solo lane. I'm thinking Tidehunter, maybe Venomancer, but I like Venomancer on the lane versus Templar Assassin, but I like him more if he's there as a support to someone else. So we'll see how they're going to deal with that. But they still need him to be a solo lane, I think, for SKANE Elite. And Broodmother is one of those heroes that is just so annoying to face. Just like the Lone Druid, by the way. I mean, it's one of those heroes that, if he gets big, there's very little you can do against it. And he'll just start pushing your towers, and the bear will be so tanky. It's just so very annoying. Chaos Knight banned out here by CNB, so Wisp still in the pool. And first pick is actually on the dire side for this game, by the way. So CNB might have the opportunity to also pick up a Wisp if they want to. I mean, in theory, Darkseer is going to be solo, Templar Assassin is going to be solo, and Enigma is going to be in the jungle. That is very standard for these pickups, so no real surprises incoming so far. The only surprise of what it's going to be is what is going to be on that dual lane. Which two heroes are going to complement each other, and we of course still have Tiny Wisp, still have, well, all the combinations with the Wisp. Shadow Demon is one of those heroes with combination as well. We recently seen Lina with the combinations, even though having said that, Lina is usually combinationed up with a Nagas Iron or a Chaos Knight, and those are both already out. It's going to be a Faceless Void that's going to be banned out here. SKANE does not want to face that one, and they were actually the one to play that recently, or at least the last couple of times I've seen him play. It was SKANE that actually picked that one up. We're gonna see what CNB wants to do here. And by the way, for the people that aren't really familiar with CNB, CNB is actually, well, it's a Brazilian team, as I said. They have a pretty long history with Dota, and even though I only learned that for a short while ago because they were in a 4PL Cup, they have played Dota 1 a lot. CNB itself, the organization, is an organization that should be familiar in the scene as well. And in that CNB Cup, or sorry, in that 4PL Cup that I casted, then CNB was able to take out a stack with a lot of known players, under which Dandy was there as well. So I took out Garage Gaming. The game is on my YouTube if you want to check that one out. It was a good match. Even though I kind of already spoiled the answer, the outcome, didn't I? It was a good match regardless. You should watch it. Anyway, but yeah, they have deserved this spot in the quarterfinals. There were 5 rounds before getting to these quarterfinals, and they have won every single game because it was all best out of 1 games. And now they're in the first best out of 3. Let's see who's going to be taking this, because of course the same thing goes for SKANE's Elite. They have beat 5 teams as well to get here. And Dragon Knight was the first, pickup in the second pick phase for CNB. We might still have Lina being picked up here. I mean, Dragon Knight is one of those heroes that has that stun that can set up for different stuns. But then again, Dragon Knight can have a lot of different supports. Anyone will do okay, because as soon as he's level 6, he'll be fine regardless, and you can maybe roam around. Shadow Demon would be nice as well. I mean, basically, you can't go anywhere with this. And we have a Windrunner pickup for SKANE's Elite, so no Wisp, so it's going to be the Venomancer or Leshrac that is indeed going to be the support, or maybe even both. Because they don't have that jungle hero just yet. What they missed, though, is maybe still a Juggernaut. I'm saying that because they have picked it before, and with that Venomancer would definitely be a good lane as well, though. The last couple of times they said for them that they might be picking up Juggernaut, he was not picked up. So we're going to see if that's actually going to be the case this time. Well, I'll wait for the last pick of CNB. I mean, they are ticking into the bonus time. They still have a lot of time in their bonus time, so really don't need to rush all that much. Like, not at all, even 1 minute left. And even if they already decided which support they're going to use together with the Dragon Knight, then they can already discuss how they're going to lane it, how they expect SKANE to lane it, what they are expecting for SKANE for the last pick, and how they're going to deal with that one. They can take their time. They just have they have a relaxed time right now. Or maybe someone's just finishing a smoke or something like that and they want to buy him extra time. I don't know. Could all be. But there's still a lot of different supports options left apart from that Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon. What am I saying? Shadow Demon is still enemy. Apart from that Disruptor. But yeah, which one would be the best? Early game for Crystal Main, go for some early game aggression, perhaps, but that doesn't really fit the Chaos Knight all that well. I'm still thinking Lina wouldn't be a bad pick, especially not if you consider Vacuum Black Hole. She has a lot of AoE damage to go through as well.
10 seconds remaining.
But then again, oh wow, this was not the support I was thinking about, but it's gonna be a Dazzle. I like this pickup. We've seen him actually yesterday or the day before as well, played as a support. And I do think he actually won his game, so we're gonna see if he can do that again. Dragon Knight Dazzle. I like it. For extra armor, as if Dragon Knight doesn't have enough armor already.
Mirana.
And it's gonna be Mirana for SKANE's Elite, so that will be the case. That will be their carry. I have to say, first of all, no ban out for Anti-Mage nor Morphling, neither picked up. Of course, Morphling got a pretty decent nerf. But and Faceless Void was banned out, of course. But it is still a game that has picks that I find quite unusual. Anyway, I switched overlays. Let's get ourselves into the game, see who's playing what. We have the Templar Assassin, he's going to be played by Fuzzy. We have BG4I20, he's going to be playing on the Dazzle. Track will be playing on the Enigma. Klotz will be playing on the Dragon Knight. And Fuga, Never Stop Play, is going to be playing the Darkseer. And everybody going here to the top lane, so, well, gonna try to find maybe a first blood position, but so far not really gonna happen. We do have Regen, he's gonna be on the Mirana, and Mini on the Tyrant, who are gonna go towards the top lane, but there are just two, so they will be fairly careful there. We're gonna have Fishbone also going towards the top lane. He's gonna be playing the Venomancer. Maybe he's just gonna go there to ward, though. Also picked up Smoke of the Seat to be able to well, maybe to get some aggression going mid game, early game rather. The Gosh Gale is of course a very, very strong level 1 item. So ward already placed here. Maybe they want to go for that. They see them going. They are hiding already, waiting for someone to cross this line. It's going to be Venomancer that's going to be found out first. There is a breath, and the breath was actually the first skill point for Klotz, so no stun just yet. And it's going to be Titan that might be locked out here. Nice trying to body block here, Mini. He's going to try to juke it. He still has 2 tangos. Where is he going to go? Gonna try to juke it even more. Is it gonna give time for maybe Fishbone to get off another Gale? He's got 4 seconds, 2 seconds for another Gale going through Mini. Still alive, eats a tango, but gets blocked, and that is a Darkseer picking up the kill. And his first blood going towards Fuga, going towards CNB on this bottom lane. And no extra Gale. Well, there was still an extra Gale from the Venomancer, but he was not able to do anything with it. And the TP goes out from the Darkseer towards the bottom lane to not miss a single creep kill. And we're going to see Fishbone, at least he's going to be able to pick up the double damage rune and deny it to the Templar Assassin, who's going to run away instantly. And that was the start of the game. Wagamama is going to be on the Windrunner. He's going to be in the mid lane, which will indicate that Windrunner is going to be playing a very semi-carry role in this game. Maybe the number 2 role, as they might call it. But we'll see how that's going to go. He's up first, the Templar Assassin, and I think that Venomancer will probably rotate a couple of times to try and get a kill here. We have a pause coming up from the Dragon Knight, but shouldn't be that long. Gives us time to check out the bottom lane, but we see Pinoy on the Leshrac, and he is actually solo laning this. Picked up the Edict as the first skill, and he's going to be up for the Darkseer. I mean, he's going to be able to stay alive, I think, as well as Darkseer. I mean, Darkseer is definitely not going to have an issue for so far, unless he gets stunned by Leshrac with his surge off cooldown. But it's a bit of an awkward lane up. I mean, Leshrac, yes, safe lane, should be getting levels and experience. And last hits as well. Well, we'll see how it goes. It's not bad. It's just something that we don't see that much. If we see Leshrac solo laning, it's usually on that mid lane, and he's getting that fast levels and experience still as well. But we're gonna see how it's gonna do against the Darkseer. I'm gonna just put up the last hits in a nice so that you can see everything there. In the meantime, we're gonna see a Tidehunter already hiding again. He picked up sentry boards as well to try to counterward anything that comes their way. We have lines being drawn by Pinoy as well as by Regen. I'm not sure what they're trying to draw here. And exclamation marks. This is some very technical talk going through. And by the way, if you speak Swedish and you want to hear tactical talk, it's actually Wagamama that is streaming his own gameplay in this game as well. The delay, I believe, is a bit higher than on mine. I believe it's 4 minutes, while mine is 2 minutes. So, but you can still see what he means, maybe. And if you speak Swedish, I think if I would be speaking Swedish, I would probably be listening to that, because that seems very interesting, and you might learn a lot from that as well. And there we have the go again. So we're gonna see if SKANE is ready, and yes they are, and yes we are, and yes we're going. In the meantime, it's gonna be well, it's gonna be Dragon Knight that is gonna try to pick up the farm here. At the same time, he is versus 2 ranged lanes. One melee, 2 ranged, and he can harass a lot there, especially if that Venomancer is going to be able to harass with that double damage rune. I don't think they've seen him yet. Well, now they have, and now the double damage rune is gone also. But he should be able to get levels, maybe not as much last hits though. That is the thing that's going to be difficult for him. At the same time, it's going to be Dazzle that's going to try to keep him alive, and that also means that I don't think that Dragon Knight will be dying anytime soon. Not yet anyway. Mirana getting harassed a bit by creeps. but making sure that you can pull the creeps alongside creep wave that just vanished there, so that they can disappear. Well, they can deny the creep wave to the creeps, to the neutral creeps that is, as much as possible, and give some free farm here to Mirana. We're gonna see how that is gonna go. Should be okay. Should be okay. In the meantime, it's gonna be a 10 Session. Picked up 4 last hits so far, with Windrunner being on 7. Refraction up. I mean, Windrunner can't do that much against Refraction. Just last hitting is all she can do. And she is doing that, as we can see. And it's actually 10 Session that doesn't have any mana. I hope that it's her bottle in the courier right now, because otherwise, yeah, she doesn't have that much. Otherwise, power shot. Well, gonna get the 2 last hits there. But yeah, well, in theory, until level 6 on the Templar Assassin, nobody should die just yet. We have the Darkseer creep skipping, as I heard someone calling it once. Even though you're not really skipping creeps, you're actually just running in there and taking them all. With the shield, you can do that. Lashrakstone will hit. It's gonna be an Edict as well. Will be enough. You can just chase it. In the meantime, Surge is on there, and he's just gonna go the other way, meaning Pinoy will be left behind. He doesn't have boots, cannot chase this. And Fuga will be fine. Fuga will be safe. Radiant Ward there, we'll see that there's a double stack already, so we'll be able to deny an entire creep wave for the die here. And we're gonna see if they're gonna do anything about that, or if they're gonna try to be going aggressive or not. I mean, of course they know that Enigma is still somewhere in that jungle, but at the same time, you have to try. It's free golden experience right there. And if it's gonna be SKANE that getting the last hit, then of course there's not gonna be any experience going towards the way of CNB either. Gale hits up on the Dazzle. Will they chase it? No, here comes Enigma. He has a Malefice ready, but we'll go for it, or we'll just secure the creep wave. I think the creep wave is all he came for. Gets it too, and now he moves back again to his own part of the jungle. Windrunner still a tricky lane to watch. I mean, of course it is the range versus melee, but it is a Templar Assassin. We're semi-ranged, maybe, if you can call her semi-ranged. Oh, Gale, hit. Chaos Knight, Dragon Knight rather, gets a heal. Is there a Shallow Grave up already? Yes, there is. Arrow will still hit though, but there's a Shallow Grave. And there's not going to be anything more. The Gale's still going through though. Might be enough actually. No, I don't think so. The Tango is eaten and the hero is safe. SKANE is not going to be getting a kill here for now. In the meantime, again, Fuga trying to get those creeps. Free creeps, Lashrakstone wouldn't be hitting. We see Fuga chasing it around. Lashrakstone not going to hit this time. And the surge away is enough to make sure that he is not going to go dying, but he is also not going to get all the creep kills, because at least one of them got denied rather. Room secured by the Venomancer, picked up by Wagamama in his bottle as well. He was having also a bottle there. He's 20 for 7 with Templar Assassin, 15 for 8. Templar Assassin definitely not doing bad. Actually, looking at the creep skills bottom, it is 14 for 9, which is not bad for Lashrak, but this well, this Darkseer 15 for 0. They're actually very even considering the creep skipping that the Darkseer has been doing. And I have to find a different word for that, because I don't like creep skipping. In the meantime, Gale going through. Dragon Knight, where are you gonna go? Right clicking. Starstorm going through too. There's a stun hitting upon Mini. Will there be enough right clicks? There should be a Shallow Grave still up, but it's not gonna be there. Mirana takes the kill. Gush lands on a Dazzle. Dazzle in a lot of trouble. Shallow Grave not in time. Goes down as well. And it is the creeps that get the last hit for that one. That is 2 for 0, and that was overextension. The grave was just not there, but it was ready up on that Dazzle.
I'm grateful to you.
Not anticipating the damage that came out from that. Wagamama tried to push the tower slightly. So it was to get a couple hits up on there, but not that much. Not that many. But it's still continuing to push here. Making sure that Templar Assassin is not going to be able to do anything there. Or maybe securing the rune for Wagamama to make sure that the Templar Assassin is not going to be leaving the lane when the 6-minute rune spawns. And here is finally the smoke that we saw picked up earlier. And it's going to get used. And it's going to get used in the middle lane. Of course, there's going to be a Gale, there's going to be a Gush. And Templar Assassin, I mean, she has refraction, but with that Gale there, there's not going to be that much refraction time for her. It's just waiting for a good position for the Templar Assassin, but of course there is this thing called communication, so she knows that there's heroes missing on the map, and they're going to try to go for the bottom rune. Know now that it is top, know now that the Templar Assassin might be running towards that. And it is actually, Shackle doesn't latch, Gush still hits. Gale goes through as well. Sentry Ward being placed. Sentry Ward already being taken down though. Here comes the Tide taking care that the Sentry Ward is still going to be there. Templar Assassin going to melt outside of range. And here comes Track. And he has a black hole if he wants it. Doesn't need it to kill a Fishbone. Might want it to take down Wagamama. with that haste rune that he picked up earlier. It's a lot of harassment going through, but it's not going to be enough. And the TA still being alive. I mean, that sentry ward just made sure that, oh, Malefice, Mini, taking some damage from that. But that sentry ward was just placed in range of the tower, making sure that the TA knew it was there, where it was, and where she could go invisible to save her own life. And not enough damage to go through to get that. That's the downside of having the Windrunner there. I mean, Windrunner is a nice hero, and she can be a semi-carry, but she does need some farm to get that far. She needs some phase boost to get some extra damage up on her as well. In the meantime, it's going to be the Darkseer that's still putting up iron shells here to annoy Pinoy here. Pinoy being 28 for 14, with the Darkseer being 27 to 0. So they are still keeping it so very even. On the top lane in the meantime, I mean, Dragon Knight, we knew that he was not going to get that much last hits. It's 13 for 3 for him, with Mirana being a 40 for 13. So doing a good job there. As the top 4 is all Radiant side, apart from the Enigma, of course, but Enigma's in the jungle, so the heroes, creeps that he is killing that do not mean as much. In the meantime, kill score is 2-2, so it's even again. Even though, of course, First Blood went to CNB, so they have some extra gold there. Gosh, hits, just harassment though. Mini does have mana to spare, apparently still has 3 stick charges as well.
Bottom tower.
And has 100 gold up on himself. We have Enigma hanging around here as well, but the Venomman's support will scout him out. We'll make sure that they know where he is. You might want to go for it. There's another ward. There's the ward being placed by the Dire. Getting vision up on this side again. Sentry ward is still there on the tide though. He could have seen it go down and then just placed that sentry to get rid of that ward, but apparently he's quite happy with it, or at least he's not sad about it. That is there. Tier 1 tower bottom lane did go down, by the way. Of course, that endless harassment from Darkseer, the creep skipping, it just makes that the creeps constantly push in, and even though Leshrac can get the last hit still, because you can just calculate it with the tower hits, the tower will still get harassed a lot by the creeps, and you can't really do that much against it, not even if you're Leshrac. But having said that, I mean, Leshrac is one of those heroes that when he gets a chance, if he is on your tower, he's going to take them down a lot faster than this tower went down in total. So not too sad development on the side of SKANE. Gonna have the gold grab. It is in favor of the Dire team. This is the tower gold that just went down, but it is so very even still. Invisibility rune activated by the Windrunner. Let's see where she's gonna go. She's gonna find track there, but moving past him, is gonna go for the top lane. Maybe going for that Dragon Knight if she can find him. It would be an easy kill up on him. Gonna find the creep wave. They haven't seen him yet here. Now they have almost. Windrunner looking to see. Oh, and she's gonna find him here. Hello, hello. He got blocked slightly, so maybe he knows something's going on there. That she now knows that the Dazzle's here as well. They're gonna try to push in the tower. They have the dive possibility. Windrunner still waiting around for the perfect shackle. Gets it too. Power shot going through. Gale as well. Anchor smash. Dragon form though. And there's a wave as well. TP in for the TA. Looking for a kill. We're looking for Mirana. Is she gonna get it? Looks like she might be. In the meantime, Tidehunter still picks up the Chaos Knight. It's her Dragon Knight again. But Mirana dies as well. Here comes Leshrac TPing in as well. Nova, Edict, dead. Or are you? TA, yes, you're dead. Leshrac picking up the kill. In the meantime, Windrunner trying to get away from this one. It's going to be Fuga that's trying to block her. Not going to be able to do so. Venom has worst power shot still going through. Leshrac's stun doesn't hit. Gale hits on 2 though. Malefice still on the Windrunner, but should be enough to get her away. But here comes the search from Fuga. Shackle doesn't latch, but the Iron Shell is does so much damage level 4. TP in again from Mirana. Wanted to do something here. TP in again from the Tide as well, but it's over. The fight is over. And it is now 1 kill in favor of CNB even. I mean, it was the Windrunner that went down, as well as the Tide, as well as the Mirana. And they only got a TA as well as a Dragon Knight in return. Of course, having said that, TA and Dragon Knight are the 2 most dangerous heroes up on the side of CNB, so definitely not bad. But losing a Mirana for it and a Windrunner and Tide might not be the best choice to have. And of course, well, actually, Tide is now level 6, so we might see him going for a Ravage soon, for a team fight soon. He didn't have it yet in the previous fight, I believe. Upon request extra, here's the gold graph again. It's now 2k in favor of CNB after that fight. This is experience graph, but yeah, it's because they killed off more heroes than the Radiant team. They are now in favor. There goes the poison. Tidehunter has a Ravage, will use it, and it's gonna be a power shot that finish off the TA. Black Hole is on cooldown right now. Do they have more? They have a gush again in 5 seconds. No mana left on the Mirana. Vindmancer is already backing out. Shackle does latch up onto the Darkseer, but no mana to follow up on, or is there? Power Shot was headless. Shracks down from the back, hitting on 2. It's gonna be Dazzle, it's already dead. Surge away from the Darkseer will be enough. There's no gush anymore on the Tidon tree. No more mana for him. And Enigma takes care of Mirana. We're gonna chase it for Lopino though, see if we can get this guy. Nope, he can't. In the meantime, it's still gonna be the Dragonite that's gonna be trying to get away from Wagamama here. Use the bottle charge, we'll have another Shackle in 3 seconds. Gonna run into Leshrac, is not gonna be able to do anything here anymore, and will drop Windrunner, picking up the kill. And that is taking it back for the Radiant team. They got 4 kills in this top lane. They got basically everybody apart from the Darkseer, I believe.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yep,
attack.
everybody apart from the Darkseer, and only lost one of themselves. So definitely a nice fight for them. And that will mean that this experience graph will be back up again. So that's that. Gold graph also back up again, but still I have to say this is not really that big of a difference. And this is of course also the tower that went down. Towers are now even again. But 1k with 2 kills difference is about right, and it's really only 2 kills. You know how fast that can change, so it doesn't really say that much anymore. Apart from that, this game is still fairly even, though. Checking both sides on what the teams would be able to do with this lineup, it's going to be right now, it's going to be SKANE's Elite, it's going to be trying to go for team fights. Though they're up for us a lineup that has an Enigma as well as a Darkseer, so they're up for us quite a bit of team fight themselves, especially if they have a Vacuum Black Hole combination going off. It's not really that easy to deal with, so I'm curious to see how they're going to execute that one. And of course on the side of CNB, this is a time where Templar Assassin is supposed to be running around getting kills. She did pick up 2 kills, but she also died 2 times, so not doing too good there. But we'll see. We'll see how she's gonna be doing. She has got her face boots, not got her blink dagger just yet, if she wants to go for that one. But she does need to be getting some kills up soon. In the meantime, 3 heroes here from SKANE's Elite on this middle lane, and they want to go for the tier 1 tower here rather. Edict, even though with that cast point, it is still so very powerful. The only thing that really helps a bit is the 5-second glyph instead of the 4-second glyph. It just stops the Edict a bit more than it did before. Gale going through, and Shackle and Enigma might not be in a too heavy position right now. There's a grave, but will be enough. He's going to try to go for a black hole, gets it and gets 2 with them, but he will still drop and not enough damage apart from on the Tidon to go through to take care of more there. Shackle doesn't hit, vacuum in. Leshrac still doing what he can with Nova, Edict, and it's gonna be the TA that drops here. Power Shot will finish up the Darkseer, and it's gonna be Pino, it's gonna be kicked off by the Dragon here. Wagamama trying to do what he can, gets the poison slow up on him. Buyback from the TA, TPing back into the middle lane. Trap going up on Wagamama as well, and here he comes. Here comes Fonzie, he wants to go for Wagamama, still slowed for now, but already back up again on his normal speed, and here comes Pino again. But back again, I think, and there goes the Leshrac picking him up. Shackle will latch TA. Are you gonna die again? You are. Power Shot will take the last hit. And that fight, that was not worth dying for. And Leshrac and the TA brought back. The TA died again, and Leshrac actually got a kill in return. It was actually the first time that Leshrac went down in the entire game. And everybody died now at least once. And that was pretty painful for the Dire side. I mean, they didn't, in theory, I mean, it's still only 5 kills difference, but having their TA die again, that is a big blow in their face, right there. I'm going to be putting up net worth to see how everybody's doing, and it's going to be the Radiant team that is has 2 heroes that are ahead of the Dire team, and it's actually saying that it is the Dire team that has their Darkseer as well as their Enigma highest up on farm. Well, you actually want to have your Dragonite as well as your Templar Assassin there. Enigma gonna get stunned. Gale Gush uses his mechanism, gonna turn around, lands a Malefice up on Pinoy, and he goes down. Here comes the Dazzle, was too slow to do anything. Lands a poison still up on Pinoy. Might be able to do something here. Ravage being used, so in the meantime on the back it is Darkseer that gone down too there. There's the grave, will be enough. They're gonna try to take down Pinoy with him, but he's not gonna be able to do so. Tidon to picking up the hit kill. And in the meantime on the back, oh, Leshrac, why are you taking so much damage? Oh, there he goes, picks up a haste rune there as well. To be able to fill his bottle once more. But yeah, it was the Darkseer that went down as well, and that was actually being taken down by the Windrunner. Getting some more gold upon him. He is 6 for 1 for now, and is going towards the 4 staff. Got his face boots complete, so he's doing nicely. Mirana's Maelstrom is complete now as well, so we'll be able to be the extra carry that they, be that carry that they need. And I mean, normally we see Mirana's going for Mad Styles and such, but this is actually pretty nice. It gives them some more team fight as well. Bit of AoE damage is definitely needed in the lineups that they're facing. What? Dragonite, that's where he was, that's where he died. The Shackle was there, the Shrek Sun was there, Edict, Nova, everything. There's nothing you can do against that in the meantime. Pino is going to find the Darkseer, going to be able to get a stun up on there too. Nova, Edict going through once more. Here comes the Windrunner, but there's the Dazzle as well. And Wagamama backs off knowing that they cannot do anything for certain anymore. At least they might have been able to get a kill, but they would probably have lost someone in return for it, and that's not really worth it right now. Not in the situation where they're in, because we see them spiking up after those last two team fights. They're going up to 6k gold in favor for them. Experience graph also not lying. Almost towards that 7k gold difference. And experience difference rather, and that's a lot of gold. Mirana will TP out here, and there's nothing they can do anymore. Trees were cleared too late. Mirana was able to TP out safely. In the meantime, it is of course also with that gold difference that I just showed, it is 2 towers in favor of the Radiant side. SKANE has got all 3 tier 1s dead, and their only tier 1 that they have dead themselves is the one on the bottom lane. Windrun away, forced out from Fuga here. He's by the way by himself. In the meantime, Tidehunter has 23 seconds to his Ravage again, and looking to be going for a mechanism for his team. And there might be still the Master Style going through from Mirana. We'll see what she's going to go for shortly after. We're going to see Venomancer, who is playing, of course, the support role, picked up the Dust, as well as an Urn, and of course a Dust to be able to deal with that TA. I'm not talking about Dust. This is a smoke. It's not dust, but it's like to say almost the same thing, basically. And let's see what he's gonna go for, or at least what he's looking for. He's gonna go for Yule Scepter, as you can see, but what he's gonna go for is gonna be a whole different ball game. We see Fuzzy gonna try to run away, won't be able to get stunned anymore, so we'll be fine. And that was the Dust from the Leshrac. Who already has his Edict now. Cooldown won't be able to use it to push down this tower, but might be able to help with this fight nonetheless. As the Ravage is up once more, and they might just be wanting to push this. Creep wave coming in. The one that's not here though for the dire side is the Dragonite. The rest is all standing back. Black holes there, vacuum. And of course, if you have a good black hole vacuum, you also have that heal to go through, doing that extra damage to the people inside the black hole. Vacuum in, black hole. Can't just do better Maelstrom ulti though. Ravage got juice. He didn't get the Tidehunter, and that's gonna be maybe the end of the Enigma. Who's taking a lot of damage here. There he goes. Mirana picking up a double kill, also picking up the Dazzle. There goes the Leshrac picking up the TA, and the Darkseer now on the run. Power Shot will not hit him, but Gush will, and the right clicks will as well. Anchor Smash, Surge Away, the Shrek Sun not hitting, it should be fine now. Here comes Dragonite, who was not in that fight. And that is part of what you just saw was the slight nerf that we have on the vacuum. The AoE is just a bit smaller that you have now. So there's not going to be a massive vacuum inside that black hole, so it only caught... Well, the vacuum caught 3 heroes, but one was fast enough to move out of that one. And then there was a black hole on 2 instead. And one of those 2 was not mini on a Tidehunter, so Ravage was used instantly to interrupt that and force that team fight out. Tier 2 tower went down, as well as a couple of heroes. It's now 20-8. It was even for a while, but then as soon as SKANE started winning those team fights, it went BAM! Up 10k now in favor, and gold experience graph shows the same thing, because they're getting that gold with kills, and of course with kills comes experience. Gem of True Sight purchase on the Venomancer. He feels confident enough to be able to take that. I actually have to point out that he's been in 16 out of the 20 kills, so doing a great job there. Let's see, Leshrac, he's been in 13 out of the 20 kills. It's actually quite interesting to look at, by the way. Oh, wait a second, this might be a team fight setup. Well, team fight gank setup. We have Gale, and we have Darkseer as well as a Dragonite. But they need one more, I think, before going in, unless they feel really confident about this. If they get a good stun off, then maybe. Still waiting for it. Fishbone around the corner as well. Here they're gonna go. Stunning up the Dragonite. Gale going through as well. And here comes a Windrunner. Nice Shackle, 4-staff in. Nova, Edict. Dragonite gonna do what he can. He's gonna try to TP out actually, and there's nothing that they can stop to do that, and he's gonna be fine. In the meantime, TP out from the Darkseer as well, but he had a stun for himself from the Leshrac. Vacuum in, Shackle will still hit though, and it's going to be the Venomancer that picks up the last hit. And that was 3 versus 2, and they got 1 kill, and the other one able to TP out. I have to say, nice play from the Dragon Knight. But yeah, quick kill on the Darkseer, nice gank regardless. And of course, making sure, I mean, yes, they got a kill, yes, that is nice, but one thing that is very big in that aspect as well, they're gonna be afraid to farm there again. And right now, that is very important, to have that map control, to make sure that your opponent is afraid to farm anywhere on the map. We have a mechanism up on the Enigma. Let's see what the rest is building up his team. A TA. We already saw her face boots, we saw her bottle, and of course that time when she died, fought back and died again, that was the time when she was just, well, she had a lot more gold than what she had now, and since then she has not been able to get back on top of that horse. She picked up an overclock. She's gonna go for BKB if she can find it. She can find the farm. We have got herself a Vanguard up for the Darkseer with Cloak as well, so maybe going for that pipe there. We have 3 heroes here smoked up on the on the dire side. We've got the Dragon Knight, who's probably also gonna go for BKB. He's got 900 gold up himself. Dazzle's been warding, he's got mana boots. Also happy with that. The CNB not looking too farmed. There goes Wagamama. Is he still gonna be slowed by the poison? I think he is. And forced up now on cooldown. There goes the Miranda ultimate. Do they have Death? They have a Center Ward. That will do. And that is a kill. And Dragon Knight picking it up. Good smoke up. In the meantime, though, they will pay for that one with their tier 2 tower. Last tier 2 tower that's still standing on the side of CNB.
Dire structures are fortified.
Fortification will still go off, but yep, that's tied onto picking up the tower. And Miranda TPing into mid to make sure this tower is going to be safe. And she picked up her Mjolnir, by the way, as well as her ultimate orbs for her Manta style. And I see, why did I saw Mjolnir somewhere. Maelstrom. More Maelstroms? Windrunner picked up a Maelstrom. We have now 2 Maelstroms up on the side of the Radiant. SKANE is going for maximum Maelstrom build. Well, it is that semi-carry that I said Windrunner can do it. It is a Windrunner. She can pull off almost anything. Carry Windrunner. Semi-carry Windrunner. Still nice. D ward there, but there was no ward for the Radiant. They actually placed it nicely here. I mean, they still got the vision on the top lane. And it's not a normal ward place, so there's no thought about counter warding that part.
Illusion.
And we should have something being bought up by this Dragon Knight, but
Regeneration.
no, still 700 gold. Still 700 gold. TA 1300 gold almost up on her. Venomancer. Gonna be going for an Aghanim. Wants to be able to have his ultimate doing maximum damage. $13k gold. This is going out of control for CNB. I mean, if you ask me, what does CNB have to do to be able to win this game? Well, they have to get that perfect team fight off. They have to get that vacuum black hole. And then not just that, they have to get TA to be there. With a good melt damage, spill damage also in that black hole. Have to have an Iron Shell in there as well. As a heal from the Dazzle, as well as a Dragon's Breath. Dragon forms. They have to have that good 5-on-5 team fight. But SKANE's Elite, they know what CNB needs, or they should know. So they are going to try to get that positioning exactly right so that CNB will never be able to get that team fight off. Eidolon, feeling really sad for going there, takes a gush into the face. Mechanism completed up on Mini. And there's a Yule's point booster picked up by Pinoy. And we have a Rana in the meantime picking up the Darkseer, and that 2 Maelstrom targets. 2 Maelstrom heroes. It's so ridiculous actually, but it works. That's the most ridiculous part of it. It's working. Space boots up on both. And we've got the Force Staff to make up for the leap from Mirana. So it's like, this is like a Mirana in training. And when she's ready, she's gonna get her Panther. But for now, she's not. Still has much to learn. But one day she'll get her Panther too. Don't worry. And then she'll be just like Mirana. When I grow up, I want to be just like Mirana. Well, Mirana Apprentice. So they're gonna go for Roshan. I mean, they cannot push down the tier 3s just yet. They need to have some extra advantage and maybe pick someone off again before all the lanes are pushed out. So having that exact moment when all the lanes are pushed out towards the Dire base, and also having picked someone up with that, and then they can go in. But since they cannot, they go for Roshan, and they are able to do that just very easily. In the meantime, bottom lane getting pressured out. Top lane will get pushed out here, even though we have got the TA trying to farm here again. And we have Team Maelstrom in the mid lane. Nobody dares challenging them. Got the Dragonite farming inside his own jungle. I'm actually curious to see how the levels work out here. Now, Dragonite is level 14. That's the highest level upon the side of the Dire. And there's 3 heroes higher than him. And that's all 3 heroes that were on lanes, as in that were the farming heroes on the lane. So it is Mirana who was top, Windrunner was middle, and Leshrac was bottom. And the Dragonite just not able to get as much levels of, which is actually quite surprising because he was at a dual lane versus a tri lane, and normally when you're on tri lane you don't get that much experience. Because it would be, Edict being put on there. Tier 2 tower getting pressured. The Shrek Stone trying to get rid of the creep wave. Able to do so. Just a small bit of damage. But damage nonetheless. And they can't overextend too much here because they're just 3. But at least force CNB to be on their toes. To be around here. To stop farming. Because that's what they did. They stopped farming and went towards the bottom lane thinking someone might be incoming there. A TA. Just need 800 more gold to get that BKB up, and when she has that BKB, I mean, Ravage will be of no use to her if she gets the BKB up fast enough. Of course, that's going to be her goal. I'm still curious to see when CNB actually is going to try to take that team fight, but I'm kind of, I'm kind of hoping that they're going to be able to get that team fight off, purely because I want to see it, because it would be pretty to watch. And it would be making this game a lot less one-sided. But they need to get it off. And that's the downside there. Because of course, I mean, on paper, they are still the underdogs in this match. Hey, I haven't checked out the ping just yet. I will do that, because we're fighting on the US East. And of course, it's a team from Brazil and a team from Sweden, so we're gonna see how it's gonna go. In the meantime, Pinoy finished up his Aghanim's, and I don't think anybody is about to die here. So I can just type here ping and see that it's about the same. It's still CNB that has higher ping though. CNB all above 200, and the rest of SKANE as being about 190. I think I saw. Yeah, 190, 170. So it's only like 50 to 60 ping difference in favor of SKANE's elite though. It looks like indeed SKANE is getting ready to have all the lanes pushed out. The only lane that they're missing right now is that bottom lane. But top lane, mid lane now pushed out. And here comes Leshrac also to turn around this bottom lane. Gonna be thrown down as Edict Nova. But here comes help, Malefice! Euro Scepter up in the air. Will there be support? No, there will not be. Mirana ultimate not in time. Leshrac stun will still have on a TA, but it's not enough. And the TP is out there instantly. In the meantime, this sentry ward was of course placed to counter that Mirana ultimate, but this Pinoy that dies. In the meantime, bottom lane gets slightly pressured. Mirana using her Mantis Cell to do that, and now she actually picked up her Mjolnir. Let's see how Windrunner's doing with that. She's actually not going for that right now. Okay. See, ended her Mirana training. It's a shame. Maybe she's gonna go for a sheep stick. I mean, it's normally you pick that up if you want to deal with some hard carry that's gonna get very big. Even though there's not really a carry gonna be very big soon, it's still it's a Dragonite actually that is now pulling ahead on farm, still going towards that BKB. So having said that, he doesn't even have half the farm that Mirana has. And it's actually Leshrac that's pulling ahead of the Windrunner even after dying. Windrunner being 1k gold short up on Leshrac. Aghanim's still being built by the Venomancer. I mean, he's doing nicely. He's sitting there gold-wise between the Dire side. So it's not too sad about that. I mean, hell, he's almost has more than the Templar Assassin up on that Dire side. And I still think that buyback and the dying again did her in mid-game, early game. That was pretty painful. 2500 gold up on the Windrunner. See 1200 gold up on the Tide. The Blink Dagger also complete now. And this is a fake one. And now they know. Just getting that vision. Oh, this Mirana though is getting really carry. This Mirana. 3500 gold. Doesn't even have a BKB yet. Might just be saving for it until her Aegis is worn off and then go for BKB and let the next Aegis be gone to a team member that needs it a bit more. Next Aegis is only 5 minutes though. And the Aegis is gonna disappear already soon. Probably. Because the time that Aegis is in your bags is shorter now than the time that it takes to for Roshan to respawn. Do you actually see the timer up on there? No. No, we don't. No, we don't. We do not see the timer on Aegis. Should be soon though. I mean, it's like 6 minutes, so fairly soon. Windrunner's had the device complete, so does now have that sheep stick. I went all in, no buyback for her. Saw the Aghanims already. Let's see if the dire side is able to buy something new. I mean, they got the pipe complete. We saw him building that one.
Enough of me, have you?
Ooh, Tide talks more than normal. I don't think I've heard him say that before. Tide picking up Invis. BKB up on the TA now as well, so they have a lot of BKBs ready since last time they fought, so it will be a different fight regardless. We already have the Aegis disappear now, so she doesn't have that one. Still has 4400 gold though. Sorry for the cat sounds. Aaron will not hit. Fishbone back inside the middle lane, pushing out the lane. And they have now successfully forced everybody of CNB inside their base. They cannot go out. They cannot go out for farm. They're afraid of getting picked off, and maybe the moment they are out of their lane, their base will get pressured. And, you know, it's not really what you want also. Counter wards are done with the Gem of True set from Fishbone. And of course, it's also going to be getting rid of all those wards that CNB has placed around the map. Well, wards, I mean runes, traps. Traps. That's the one that I mean. Yeah, trap. Whatever. You know what I mean. That's what counts. So it counts. BKB up by Enigma. So we now have 3 BKBs on the side of the Dire. Of course, that's what you can do against that Ravage. If it will be enough, that will be the question. I mean, CNB, they need to have that black hole as well. So we need to see if they're going to be able to get that off. But first, I mean, every time they have been grouping up now, we see SKANE, they stop trying to push in, and we also see their positioning. I mean, this is like illusions, I know that. But their positioning is never really all that close together. And there's a smoke up. They know something has to be done. They cannot be just waiting, sitting ducks and waiting around for SKANE to push in. They smoked up and they're going to try to go for something. Blink is in on the Tide Hunter. He has a Ravage ready. He's going for a refresher, by the way. And he blinks away the moment that he sees them, so we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. He only saw the Enigma though, but where there's the Enigma, there's more. Well, maybe he saw the Dragonite as well.
Double desolation.
Double damage picked up by Pinoy, but that was a smoke that was failed in the meantime. That distraction gave Regen again a bit of time to do some damage here on the bottom lane. Not that much still though. I mean, it's just a tower missing 5 HP. But does force the TPs out once more, and it is the Linkosphere that's completed up on Mirana. So no BKB, go for Linkosphere instead. And of course, there's not that many disables coming up from CNB. It's of course the Malefice as well as the Dragonite Sun that she wants to stop mostly. And with that Linkus, she'll be able to do that. And of course BKB, I mean, it's not going to help you not get sucked into that black hole. That's also something. Surge up, Dragon Form, blink away though, instantly. And this means that there's also a blink up on the track. And this is turning into a waiting game. I mean, we have the gold graph. I haven't shown that in a while, but it should be pretty clear that CNB cannot find places to farm, and SKANE is constantly farming in their jungle, farming the lanes, making sure all the lanes are pushed out, everything. 2500 gold in experience, 3k gold. Of course, the lanes also give those experience and give that advantage to SKANE's Elite, and the longer they wait, the more dangerous it's becoming, because it's just right now it feels like delay of execution. And of course, yes, they still have a chance. There's always a chance, but they need to be able to get something out. I mean, they tried to smoke. It's probably the right way to go at it, and other than that, maybe all they can do is wait. We have got the Dragon Knight. Shackle doesn't latch. Stun does. Ravage does as well, though. Dragon Knight, he is gonna go down. Windrunner picking him up, and he does not have buyback, and that was one pickup. The blinks are in from CNB. They need to defend these barracks here. That's what they're saying. And without a Dragon Knight, it's gonna be a lot harder. They're still gonna wait until Mirana pushed out the top lane, though. Making sure that all lanes are pushed out at the same time. Power shot. We're going down. And you have the Darkseer going back towards that mid lane as well. I mean, this is going to be a split push. It's going to be 4 here from SKANE. Edith going through as well. In the meantime, top lane, it's going to be Mirana pushing down the tier 3 tower there. And there's really not that much that CNB can do, but just stand by and wait for the Dragon Knight. 30 seconds left. Try to do what they can. Harassment is there. But tier 3 tower halfway through his HP. Here already only 350 HP left and still ticking because the Shadow Shot or the Venomman supports are just going through. More pushing power. Mirana actually able to pick up that tower, by the way. The tower will go down here as well, using his Jewel Scepter on himself. We have Darkseer being turned into a chicken here. Shackle will not latch. And there's the Surge, will be able to back off. But that's 2 tier 3 towers down. In the meantime, Tyrant also went to the top lane to help out here, trying to do some damage to these melee barracks. But now they back off because Dragon Knight is alive once again. And that is not what they want to go for. They want to go for that advantage. They want to be seeing CNB just not able to do anything, and that is what they succeeded at. And they got 2 tier 3 towers instead of it. And we now see CNB trying to go for something. Roshan is back up again in the meantime. And I have to say, there's no wards up here for the Radiant team in this, apart from this one, the Plague ward. But there's ward here. It's almost disappearing. A ward here. They're just locking everybody in, as in they're seeing everything the whole time. Of course, the dire wards are still being placed, and they're wanting to go for this tier 1 tower. So they only got 1 tower for themselves so far. Power shot will slow them down. Fortification will go up as well, and here comes SKANE. They're gonna come in from the side. Mirana's ultimate being used, but the second ward is there. Shackle's already up on the Dragon Knight. Darkseer will there. Vacuum in, and there's gonna be a black hole. It catches nobody though, apart from Illusions. Dragon Knight still very low, gets picked up by the Mirana. In the meantime, it's gonna be Enigma that goes down to the Mirana as well. Double kill for him. TA is gonna go down as well, and that is 3 down for 0 so far, and the GG is cold. GG well played. And they don't say go next, but it is go next because it is a best out of 3. This was the first. Thank you, Minnie. This was the first game of the ESWC qualifiers for the West, and it is the quarterfinals. Did I say that already? Anyway, it's the quarterfinals. And we're gonna see a best out of 3, so we're gonna see another game to see if CNB can force into game number 3, because that is what they will need to be able to win this. This was actually the first game that CNB dropped in this qualifier, so well done to them. I mean, it was a solid lineup for SKANE to fall from. We're gonna see if they're gonna be able to force out a game number 3 in the next match. So my name is Sheever. I am a Ghost to Gamers caster. You can subscribe to my YouTube on youtube.com/SheeverGaming. I'm trying to get 5K subscriptions, so that would be very much appreciated. Mirana picked up a Divine Rapier, because she can. The Ravage. Refresher but no mana, well that's gonna hurt. There's the Ravage. Double kill, godlike. Arrow, right clicks, 2 shot, 3 shot. Ultra kill. Sorry. Anyway, that was this match, and we're gonna go jump ourselves into game number 2. Stay tuned for more Dota 2 action coming right up, coming right your way. And again, it's gonna be SKANE's Elite versus CNB Esports, the Swedes versus Brazil. Sweden versus Brazil. Here we go.